Our first guest is a very successful entrepreneur, investor, and author who you can see on ABC's Shark Tank. Please welcome Daymond John. I'm always impressed by people who achieve great success and start with nothing at all. I mean, it's like the story that we're all looking for, that formula. You had $40 and you turned your business into a $6 billion business.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know.
Absolutely, thank you.
So talk about that.
You know, I had $40 and I stood on the corner on 1989, Good Friday, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I made a bunch of hats that night prior and I sold $800 worth of hats in the first hour. And I remember saying to myself, I'm never gonna work for anybody ever again for the rest of my life. And reality sat in and I worked at Red Lobster for 5 years after that. But it was at least the first touch of it.
And your mother she taught you how to sew, right?
Yeah, my mother taught me everything. She taught me how to sew. She taught me how to sell. But when I ended up having about $300,000 worth of orders later on in my life for FUBU, she put up the house to manufacture the orders because I got turned down by 27 banks. So she went out and got a $100,000 loan on our house, and I have no idea how, because the house is worth 75. Till today, I haven't asked her what she did for the rest of the month. Shout out to moms.
Uh-huh. Well, she probably has been taken care of by you.
Mothers are the ultimate angel investors, absolutely.
Yeah. So if you don't have social media at the time, which did not exist,
right.
How do you, and you said you started on the street selling hats.
Yeah.
And then how did you get the word out without social media?
I moved up to T-shirts, and what I did was I had 10 T-shirts, and I live in Hollis, Queens, where a lot of rappers came from, LL Cool J, Salt and Pepper, Run DMC, and I'd go to every video set I could over the course of 10 years with the same 10 T-shirts, and I'd put the T-shirt on a wrapper, and then I'd take them back. And then I'd keep going back to the sets and putting them in a wrapper and taking them back. People started seeing them in the videos.
So it's basically just seeing people wearing your clothing, that image, and it's just like, I gotta have that. Like, and how do you know that that's gonna be a cool factor?
Well, I was putting it on cool people. I was putting it on the big guys who nobody ever wanted to mess with.
Yeah.
And then the rappers would start wearing it. But then I was always going out to see who was the more fashionable person, not the person who everybody knew. And they would tell me most of the time to get out of here. But then once I started getting on those people, they were giving me the feedback on what they wanted and what they didn't want. Same thing I do on Shark Tank now.
And I know it's important, you're mentoring now young entrepreneurs this summer.
Yes, absolutely. I have a program that I'm working with a great company called ID Tech, and this is showing how young kids can go to a camp, a virtual camp, and show them how to code and things of that nature. So when they want to come up with the next Minecraft or Among Us or create the next Facebook, they don't have to think of going to work at Facebook. They should think of creating their own version of becoming the next tech giant. And it starts all now. When they're playing these games, they can be creating these games. Anything that anybody in this world consumes, they can sell.
But that being said, you know, a lot of, especially really young people now, want instant success without the hard work. And it does take long hours and hard work to achieve what you're talking about. It's not just like, oh, I don't want to work for anybody. I'm gonna, like you said, you worked at Red Lobster.
Absolutely. Well, they have to love what they're doing. Anybody that I've seen that goes out and tries to only make money, they get tired of it, or anytime they come up with hardships, they just quit. They have to love what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because remember, anything in this world that you see started with one person that had one idea that took one action. And they have to be able to do that and put the work in, because technology has made things easier, but the problem is it's made things easier for everybody.
Yep.
So you have to get up before everybody and be willing to go to bed after everybody.
Yep, exactly. Celia and Joe Ward-Wallace are an incredible couple from South Los Angeles. Despite opening their business right before the pandemic, they have managed to stay open and give away groceries to the community every week. Celia and Joe, thank you for being here. Thanks for what you do.
Oh my God, we're so excited to be with you, Ellen.
Well, thank you.
I am so excited to meet y'all. You're both amazing. So you opened up South LA Cafe in December 2019. Is that something you always knew you wanted to open up a cafe? That was a plan for a while?
Well, we knew that we wanted to open up a cafe. We didn't know to what extent, and we saw the changes happening, so we decided we better do it now.
We've been together for over 25 years. We've always had businesses. We've always been community organizers. And this cafe gave us the opportunity to combine our passions and really serve the community.
So why was it so important for you to open your business in South Los Angeles? I know the answer to that, but this was shocking to me. I really just learned this morning, but explain.
The area doesn't really have mini like
Grocery
coffee shop,
stores,
grocery or coffee shops.
restaurants.
So, I mean, it's a complete food desert. So we decided, and especially healthy food. So we decided to open up a cafe that would concentrate on healthy food along with our market. So
Yeah, predominantly Black and brown, lower income communities often are food deserts. And if you don't live in one, you don't really know what that is, because you go to all of these grocery stores and restaurants all the time, you think that's normal. But in lower income communities of color, often there's no grocery stores, there's no restaurants. And so since we live in this community, we wanted to give back and we wanted to provide an option.
and everybody thought we were crazy too.
Listen, people should be opening stores, and I don't know why that is, but hopefully that will change.
And we started our little market for that very reason. We're gonna change the narrative. It's a small piece, there it is, and we serve healthy vegetables. Why should I have to travel so far to get an apple? It's crazy. So
Yeah.
there you are.
Well, that's why we have you on, because that's amazing. So in the middle of trying to keep your doors open, you wanted to give back to the community. So you came up with the grocery giveaway. Talk about that.
Yeah, so obviously with the pandemic, we had only been open 4 months before that happened. It hit, our sales dropped 70%. We had to furlough 90% of our staff. It was crazy, but we pivoted, and Joe literally had a download in the middle of the night. He woke me up. He said,
I had a dream.
he said, we have to create this thing called the South LA Grocery Box. So we put our minds together. We came up with a concept that was a $35 fresh bag or box of produce that was enough to feed a family of 4 for an entire week. We set it up where people could buy a box for themselves, or they could sponsor a box, and we say give to a neighbor in need. What we found is over 70% of the sales went towards sponsoring a box. People all over the world were loving that this was the easy way. $35, feed a family of 4.
Right.
And we started our grocery giveaway, where we decided we were going to serve over 150 to 250 people now every single week, free food.
You're amazing. All right, we have to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about what you're doing. More with Celia and Joe after this. So how much does it cost to give away groceries to your community every single week?
Well, one person picks up a bag, a box is $35 for that family to be fed. And you can imagine we're doing hundreds of people every week. So it adds up to thousands and thousands of dollars every week that we fundraise from small and large donors. And whatever the difference is, we make up as a business.
We whip out the credit card.
Because we're not going to let anybody get turned away. We're going to make sure that everybody that needs to eat gets food.
It's fed.
Well, listen, Shutterfly cares about all that you're doing. They want to help you because you're giving back to the community. So they want to give you a check for $25,000 to help you out today. Listen, everybody, if you can help them out, help them out. Go to our website to find out how you can help them, or just go down to South LA Cafe and have some coffee and have some food and support them. And, when everything is normal again, you're going to get paid back in full. So you're doing good stuff.
You are amazing.
You are amazing, and Shutterfly is amazing. Right now, waiting backstage is a local business owner named Jack. And he created a coffee company that helps give back to the communities and silverback gorillas in Rwanda. What he doesn't know is that he's about to be on the show. He also doesn't know Magic Johnson is going to surprise him. So let's get him out here. Hey, Jack?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good, I'm good.
Hey,
Listen.
I was not expecting that, but how are you doing?
I know. You were going to do something else, but instead, you're actually my next guest. Come on out here.
Surprised.
Yeah.
Very surprised.
That's what we like to do.
Wow.
I want you to tell, and first of all, thank you for helping me with Gorilla Palooza. You helped when we were raising money for the campus I'm building in Rwanda. Yes. But tell everybody about Silverback Coffee. This is amazing.
Wow. Well, thank you also. Thanks for having me. Wow, it's amazing. Well, Silverback Coffee is a company that I started 9 years ago. After the genocide of Rwanda, and my mom had opened a coffee shop well, not a coffee shop, like a little store where she supplied sandwiches and juices, but it wasn't sustainable because she was giving away stuff for free. And being in America, I had promised myself that I would one day be able to give back, because being raised by my parents from work hard, be selfless, always look out for one another, I knew I had no excuse but to one day bring coffee from Rwanda and bring it to the US, sell it, and give back to the community and the people. And being from the northern part of Rwanda where the gorillas are, I decided to call the company Silverback. And first of all, thank you for what you're doing in
Have you seen pictures? Are people updating it? It looks amazing.
Real. My uncles and aunties live in that area, and they're so excited because they know it's going to transform the community. Thank you. So our company is slowly growing, but we've been hurt by this COVID thing.
Yeah, sure. It affected you. You had a location downtown that you had to close, but you have Echo Park opening again?
We've slightly opened because we don't have that much outside seating, and everything is outside seating right now. So it's really been like a heart attack to the company because the Echo Park location opened literally 10 days before COVID. Our downtown location is temporarily closed for now, but we're trying to redirect our focus on retail, online stores, grocery stores. It's different, but it'll work out.
Yeah.
I have faith it'll work out.
And what's great is you know, you have this company, you're sending money back home to your family, you're sending money to help the gorillas.
Correct.
You're doing so many good things. There's a guy that does really good things also that I happen to love. You might know him. Magic?
No.
Hey, Jack.
You guys are crazy. Magic. You guys are crazy.
Yeah, Magic has something to say.
Yeah.
So, Jack, I'm so proud of you, what you built and what you're doing in the community. And I want to really join in Ellen's effort. So I'm going to let her tell you what she's going to do, and I'm going to join her in that effort.
Okay, well, Shutterfly cares about small businesses, and they want to give you $10,000.
Wow. Thank you.
And Jack, because Ellen was so nice, I'm going to join her and give you another $10,000.
Thank you.
And everybody out there, one thing about Ellen, she has the biggest heart. She's affected change like I am. I'm trying to affect change in communities that are overlooked, inner cities, urban America, just like she's doing. So Ellen, this is special today. What you're doing for Jack, what you're doing for the Black and brown inner city in the community that Jack, all his customers look like. And so I want to thank you for your big heart, giving back, and just being a special person and also being a special friend of mine. So Ellen, thank you for what you're doing.
Oh, Magic, I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
So right now we're going to surprise Alicia from Kansas City, Missouri. She's a small business owner who's used up her savings to help keep her store from closing. Even though she's struggled, Alicia has continued to help her community. All right, let's go. Alicia. Alicia. Hi, Alicia. Hi. Hi there. How are you?
Hey.
Hi. You own a small business. It's called Unleashed. Tell us, I know about it, but tell everybody about it.
Yes, so I am the owner of Unleashed Plus Size Resale in Kansas City, Missouri. We are the only secondhand shop in Kansas City that caters to plus size women. We have sizes 14 and up, and our main goal is to help build community, build confidence, and build self-love amongst plus size women in KC and beyond.
So why did you decide to open up a shop in this particular neighborhood?
Yeah, in this neighborhood for sure, it's very similar to the neighborhood that I grew up in. We were in the inner city, and I think in this neighborhood, it's important for like young Black kids to see Black-owned business that's still like really nice, and they can aspire to have that for themselves as well, and to try to combat some of the gentrification that is going on here on this main street.
Good for you. That's fantastic. So you open up your storefront. 1 month later, the pandemic hit. I mean, it must have been so exciting for you to finally have your business, and then a month later, I mean, that had to really hurt.
Absolutely. Like, I know COVID is hard for like everyone right now, but like I was so excited to open. We were supposed to open on March 15th and March 14th. They said, you know, everything has shut down. So at that point, like we were not making any money. So I'm going in like savings, trying to pay for bills to keep us open. But I knew I had to do it. It was important to like keep us open and like lean on the community, because that's what it's all about, like giving back to the community.
It is what it's all about. And what's amazing is that even though you're at risk of losing your shop, closing down, you still find ways to give back.
Absolutely. Like for me growing up, there were like many different people who gave back to me. From my hairstylist who did like half off Tuesdays for me to get my hair done. Like I think it's my purpose here in the community to do the same thing. Over the summer when the protests were going on, we raised over $1,000 to make care packages for protesters. And the rest of the money we gave to a local trans organization and helped out Black teachers.
Let's go.
Fantastic. You have such a beautiful smile. Alicia is the owner of Unleashed in Kansas City, Missouri. I know you're worried about having to close your shop, but there's actually more to it than that. I want you to explain that to people.
Absolutely. For me, my shop is, it's bigger than just me. Like I always say, like I would not be where I am today without like help from my community and the people that poured in me when I was just a young kid. So for me, it's being here and it's helping other people too. And it's just kind of scary, like coming from the inner city. I grew up a little Black girl in the projects of Kansas City. There's so many people that are looking up to me. And I don't want to let them down by having to close my business.
Yeah, it is an important thing for young Black girls and boys to see that, you know, you own this business and you accomplish this. So I think it is important. We're not going to let that happen. We want to help you get some business in the shop. I got you this. It kind of matches. You have that sandwich board out front. So we got this for you. All right. And then there's something else, one other thing. My friends at Shutterfly care about supporting Black-owned businesses, and they want to pay your rent for the next year with a check for $10,000, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, God! Shut up!
You're fantastic. You're adorable. If you're in Kansas City, Missouri, head over to Unleashed and check them out online as well.